Okay, so we're going to do 9-2 quadratic functions. First of all, we're going to go through and we're going to find the axis of symmetry in the vertex on the equation y is equal to negative 3x squared plus 6x plus 5. Okay, the first thing that we need to do is we need to identify our a, b, and c. So if you remember from yesterday, our standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so we want to go through and we want to identify our a, b, and c. So if I look at this, my a is negative 3. My b is 6. And the c is 5. Okay, that's our first thing that we do. The next part is we are going to use a formula finding the axis of symmetry. The formula is x is equal to negative b over 2a. You need to memorize that formula because that's going to find your axis of symmetry. It's going to help you find your vertex. So now we have our b is 6, so I'm going to take that 6 and I'm going to plug it in. I keep the negative and I plug in a 6, or substitute a 6. I have the 2. Now I'm going to substitute my a, which is negative 3. And then I do the math. Negative 6 on the top stays the same. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And now negative and negative is positive. 6 over 6 is 1. Okay, what I did right here is I found my axis of symmetry. The next step is now I'm going to take that. That's my x value. So far I have my x is 1. I need to find out what my y is. So I'm going to take my y, and I've got negative 3 times 1 squared plus 6 times 1 plus 5. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. So now I have this. Probably can do some of this in your head. And now negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 5. And now I'm just going to put them together. I'm going to add this together. I get 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. So my y value is 8. So if they ask you to find your axis of symmetry, the axis of symmetry is 1. This is my axis of symmetry. And this is my vertex. So part of your homework, it's going to ask you to identify the axis of symmetry and to find the axis of symmetry and to find the coordinates of the vertex, and that's what we just did. Okay, so you use negative b over 2a, find out what your x is, plug your x in to your equation, and then solve for y. Okay, so that's how that is. Alright, then the next part of this, they're going to want you to graph it. So once you have your axis of symmetry in your vertex, then you're going to use what we call a step pattern to graph your parabola. And I've had a hard time trying to use my tablet and my pen to graph, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to watch a video on YouTube, and he's going to show us how to use a step pattern in order to graph. It'll save us from doing tables. Okay, we're going to graph that. He's got different problems than I have here. So on your homework, you can use either a table like we did yesterday, or you can use his step pattern. And then when you go on your homework in your graphing inequalities, the only thing that's different between graphing a parabola that is equal and a parabola that has an inequality is you have to put a solid or dashed line, and you have to shade above or below, just like we did on a straight line. So there's nothing new with that. Hopefully this will work. If you have questions, let me know. If you're watching this at home, make sure you watch the second YouTube video that another teacher has made, so that it'll explain it to you probably better than I can do it. I'm sure it's better than what I could do. Alright, thanks a lot.